Hi, welcome everyone. Today's session is on problem solving skills, the skill which determines that how do you respond to the challenges you face in your personal as well as professional life. But before you get into that, you must know that why these skills are critical for you to grow and up the ladder in your career. Despite being in this era of modern age and AI can't help you connect with the people. And if you are in a business where you need to connect to the people, you must master these soft skills. So click the link below and follow me to master the soft skills in 2026 and scale up your career. By the end of this session, you will learn an ideal process to solve your problem and also practical tools which you can start using immediately. So while you listen this session, keep one real challenge in your mind and try to implement these steps and see how it helps you solve your problems. So what is problem solving? Problem solving is actually figuring out how to fix a problem and make things better, and it can happen only with a positive mindset. So stay tuned and stay positive to explore the ideal process of solving problems and helping yourself as well as your team members to get rid of any kind of problem in your personal as well as professional life. So let's begin. But wait, why do you need even problem solving skills? Because it makes you more reliable, more independent, and more trustworthy among your team as well as with your team leaders. So here's the practical 5-step ideal problem solving process which can help you tackle any situation, any challenges in your personal as well as professional lives. Step 1 is to identify the right problem, because most of the time people fail to solve the problem because they don't realize what the real problem is. Recognizing the root cause directs all your efforts and actions into the right way to get to the problem and solve it. And you can do it by asking these simple questions. Number 1, how often did it happen? Means what is the frequency of the problem which you are going to solve? If it has happened once, then you don't need to spend your time, money and efforts on that particular problem. So look at the larger problem which is happening again and again in your system or in your personal life. Then find out what exactly has happened, where did it happen, when did it happen, and who was actually affected. For example, if you take an instance of wrong supply in the function. So what happened? There is a wrong supply reported. When did it happen? Maybe on the month end. Where did it happen? Mostly in the supply chain or the productions. Some mistakes happen. And the lastly, who was actually affected? So it's your team as well as the end customer who are supposed to get that product. So by asking these simple questions, you can go more closer to the actual problem. Now the step number 2 is deep dive to find the root cause. Once you identified the problem, once you get to know the occurrence of the problem, now you need to go deeper to find out the root cause. And to do so, you can check your PPT, which means people, process and the tools. Was there anything wrong with the people who were deployed for the job? Number 2, the process. What kind of process you are following to achieve your goals? Is there a challenge which is leading to be a problem? And number 3, tools. Remember, using right tools is the key to success. Is there a challenge with the tools which you are using it? Check it out. Step number 3 is evaluate possible options. As you have identified the problem and also you have understood the root cause, now you need to work on the available solution. And to do so, you don't need to just follow the conventional approach. You have to go beyond the thought process and think something out of the boxes. And to evaluate each solution, you have to implement this framework, which is FEAR. Number 1 is feasibility check. Check whether the solution which you have arrived is feasible to implement or not, provided the available resources and the budget you have. Second is impact. Will it impact? Will the solution you arrived at help you increase your productivity, efficiency, or achieve the goal you have set for yourself? And then efforts. Check how much efforts it will take to implement this solution. Sometimes you need to train the people. Is it possible? Is it doable in the given timeline? And the last but not the risk. Do consider the risk factors, because whenever there is a change, most of the time you get resistance from the team members. So check, is there any big risk while implementing this new solution, or it will be okay with the team. By now you have identified the problem, you have also identified the root cause, and also you have got the solution. Now it's time to take action, and whenever you take action, remember it has to be time bound. And to do so, identify the people who are going to take relevant actions and give the ownership to individual persons so that they can complete that particular task in that desired timeline. Because if you are not achieving anything in the time frame, then you are not actually solving a problem. Start with a simple pilot test and adjust it before rolling out widely. And now the last and most important step of the problem solving process is leverage the cross-functional team, because whatever solution you have arrived at must be reviewed by the cross-functional team. Remember, a solution works only if it is implemented with collaboration and coordination. So try this out, pull your team together and see whether the solution you have arrived at is working for everyone in the system or not. If not, go back and do the whole ideal process system again. Remember, strong problem solvers ask questions, clarify issues to get to the root of the problem and then get into deeper to solve it. They don't just jump to the decision. So what are you waiting for? Apply this 5-step ideal process to a real problem and notice the change in solution quality and confidence. Stay connected for my next session on adaptability, the change mindset, coming up soon. All the best.